Hi everyone, I'm Teacher Kabada. I'm going to present the second lesson of reporting speech, which is reporting question. So before I will start to present about this lesson, let me say something about the previous lesson, which is reported speech. So when we change direct speech into an indirect speech or reported speech, four things can be changed: the pronoun, the tense, the time expression, and adverbs should be changed. So this is the continuation of the first part, which is reporting statement. So whenever we change a reported statement into reporting questions, we first think about one very important thing. Yes, use the reporting verb. The reporting verb: ask it, inquire, wanted to know. These are the first thing, please. Whenever we change one reporting statement into reporting question, or reporting question into reporting statement, we consider about, or we think about these reporting verbs. It means because we are dealing about a reporting question, so the reporting has significant value to change about that reporting question. Or if you talk about reporting question, ask it, inquire, and wanted to know. And the second thing is drop the questions. Yes, drop the question words. The question words was called do, or does, or did. If the question might use these auxiliary verbs, and whenever we report or into another third person, or whenever we change into statement forms, we must drop these question words because our intention is changing the question into statement. So no need to use this reporting question as it is now. And the other one, use if or whether. If the reporting question is yes or no. If the reporting question needs yes or no. One very important. If the reporting question is yes or no, we can just use if or whether as a reporting conjunction without a difference of meaning. Either if or whether, because the question is yes or no question. So this if or whether replace about the intention or the idea of yes or no question. If the question is yes or no, we do not use that, and we use if or whether instead of using that. That's true, please. The other very important point is here, use subject plus verb instead of verb plus subject. It means the question is verb plus subject. The structure is it begins from the verb and then a question and then a subject and then a question mark. This is the structure of yes or no question. So whenever we convert this yes or no question into a statement forms, we can just the inversion here, which is it begins with subject and verb. So this shows about the question is directly reported to a statement form. And the other very important part is here, use WH question plus subject plus verb instead of WH plus verb plus subject. If a question might use WH question and here and here, this is the correct question. For instance, where do you live? Where plus verb plus subject. So whenever we report this question into a statement, these are the correct structure, please. WH question plus subject here and plus verb here. Correct structures of converting the reporting question into the reporting statement. So these are the basic rules here. The basic rule. First, use this reporting verb. Second, drop the question word. The third, if whether, if the question is yes or no. And the fourth one, use subject plus verb instead of verb plus subject. And the fifth one, if the question is, or the reporting question is, might use WH question plus verb plus subject, we have to just inverse and report to on this way. Let me give you one example here. Example sentences here. Examples. He said, or look here, he said, where do you live? Look here, he said, Where do you use? There is a comma, and the question is enclosed with double quotation mark, and the question mark is inside the double quotation mark. So there is a problem here. He said, this is not the correct reporting verb. So I can just change this reporting verb into the appropriate. He asked me. He asked me. This is the correct WH question. Where? And this is the pronoun. This pronoun refers to you, to where you, and can be changed into I. Where? And here is the simple present verb, the simple present main verb here, where I lived. Here, I drop here this question word. I have said the basic rules of changing reporting question into reporting statement is the question might use these kinds of auxiliary verbs, so I must drop this question word. So here, he asked me where I lived. This is an indirect statement. He asked me where I lived. So I can report this question is to another 30%. So one is the pronoun. Look the structure here. This is WH question, and this is the subject, and this is called the verb here. So if a question might use this structure, WH question plus subject plus verb is the appropriate to report to another second or third person. The second example, she told me just how do you improve your English? Look the question here. He told me there is a problem here. She asked me how this can be changed into how I improved. How I improve my English. Yeah. Your English can be changed into I, and this you can be changed, and I can drop this auxiliary verb do. She asked me how I improved my English. The first question is here, which is a direct question. So I can report by changing the pronoun and just arranging the structure of the sentence into an indirect statement forms. This is the second statement. And the third example, she asked me, do you like to eat an ice cream? Do you like to eat an ice cream here? This is called WH question words. Do you like to eat an ice cream? Do you like to eat an ice cream? Ice cream here. This is double quotation mark, so I can convert this one. She asked me if or whether, because the question, as I told you before, is yes no question, so I can write a conjunction here, if or whether. You can just use either if or whether, no difference at all. If I like to eat. If I like to eat an ice cream. If I like to eat an ice cream. Look here. This is yes or no question, so I can just use the conjunction as if or whether. If I like it, the speaker, you can be changed into I. And this is simple present can be changed into simple past. So pronoun and tense can be changed from this context mean. This context. So these are some of the examples of reporting questions into reporting statement forms. Once more, please. Yeah. And he said, have you seen? Have you seen her? Yes. One question. He asked me if I have seen her, it means, all right? If I have seen her. Look here, let me explain it here. He said, have you seen, which is present perfect, and which is yes or no question. So I can change this one by changing the tense and the pronoun or the speaker here. He asked me, and I can just use if or whether. If I had seen. Why I use I had seen? Because in the first case, which is present perfect, and this can be changed into the past perfect. He asked me if I have seen her is the correct reporting statement forms. These are some of the examples of reporting questions into reporting statement forms. Thank you very much. The next lesson is going to present about reporting commands, which is part 3 of reporting speech. Bye then.